Hello, good morning. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here today on Narcissism 101 Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day long weekend. And before we get into what we are going to talk about today, if you want a one-on-one session, you can email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text message to 647-406-3057. If you want to talk, if you want to vent, if you want to get some advice, if you have some questions about maybe some of my videos or one of them that you're watching, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you, be more than happy to give you some of my takes. If you're trying to figure out if the person you're dealing with is a narcissist, please feel free to reach out. I have a lot of things to share, and I share it with different people, and I help different people every day. So yeah, feel free to reach out. If you want to call on the phone, just send a text to that number 647-406-3057. Just let me know that it's you, just so that I know it's you, and then we can talk about and help you with your narcissistic experience, and then we can get you moving forward. So without further ado, what we are going to talk about today, the title of this video today is Sticks and Stones Will Break My Bones, but Words Will Never Hurt Me. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I'm very sure that if you're watching this video right now, I'm sure you've heard this saying many times throughout your life. Maybe when you were a kid in school, maybe when you were going through your life as growing up, and maybe you've recently heard it. I don't know, but I can tell you that phrase for sure. That saying, it's not true. Okay, it's not true. The truth of it is that sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's not true, and it's not true because words have power and words have meaning, okay? And we have to understand, especially today, because mental health is on the rise and more people are becoming more sensitive. It's very hard to have conversations with certain people and some people because they're very sensitive, and people have changed and the tides have changed. Life has changed, life is dynamic, and people are seeing things a lot differently. Many people had different experiences, especially when the COVID hit. I wasn't a firm believer in it, but if you were, respect you, that's all good. Everybody teaches his own, everyone can believe what they want. When COVID hit, when that thing hit, it changed the way a lot of people thought. You know what I mean? And many people had different beliefs behind it. Many people were not treated with respect because of their certain beliefs with it. And so it's made people very, very sensitive. And when it comes down to it, especially with words have so much power. You wouldn't when we speak out of our mouths, right? The reason why we speak words is to get messages across, is to let people hear what we have to say, right? I can tell you that when it comes down to words, most of the times, and here's the thing, this is something that I've noticed, maybe you probably noticed the same thing, but here's what I've noticed. What I've noticed is that anytime there's an interaction between two people, right? Whether it's through talking, whether it's through you saying something, or it's whether you do something through an action towards them, right? Let's say that you got into a fight with someone, right? Let's say that it was physical. You got into a fight, right? Most of the times that fight started because one of you said something that the other didn't like, or did something the other didn't like. But I can tell you right now, majority of the times when those fights end and when people move on with their lives and move up to adulthood and parenthood and all that stuff, and when they thought they put things behind them, you know what I mean? People, for some reason, always remember not what the person did per se, but what they said, the words that came out of their mouths, right? That's why I'm saying words have meaning. Words hurt. They do a lot of damage. Your tongue can be a very dangerous instrument if you are not careful. Your tongue can actually get you put behind bars. You know what I mean? It can get you put in prison. It can get you killed, rather. It can get you killed in many instances, right? And so we have to understand, and when it comes down to the narcissistic experience that this channel is mostly about, this channel is about, when it comes down to the narcissistic experience, I can assure you that throughout your experience, a lot of things were said to you that you never thought that somebody could say things like that to another human being. So you probably heard some things like this when you were in your narcissistic experience, whether it was your spouse, your wife, your husband, whether it was your boyfriend or your girlfriend in a relationship, whether it was a family member, whether it was a parent, whether it was a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, whether it was a friend, whether it was a boss at work. You probably heard something like this: "You will never amount to anything. You will never find someone as good looking as me, or a good a boss as me. You should be lucky that you have your job. I can easily take you off the schedule, and I can easily remove you from this job, and you won't have a job. And then I'm gonna go tell everybody how much of a bad person that you are." You're scratching your head saying, who would say such a thing like this? Who would treat another human being like this? Well, the truth is that the narcissists will. And narcissists are the nastiest people that you will ever meet. Because keep in mind, narcissists, they have and I mentioned this in one of my videos, and if you're new to my channel, one, thank you so much for being here. And second, please go check out my video that's entitled "The Narcissist Isn't Just Demon Possessed," okay? Because narcissists, they're not just demon possessed. They have a disorder of their mind, of their brain, that allows for them not to think the same way that us normal human beings, us empaths, think. We think that everybody thinks the way we think. We think that people actually have dignity, that people actually do have respect, that there are people that have challenges, but despite the fact that they have challenges, that people won't go to great lengths just to destroy someone else's life. But see, narcissists, they don't think like this, right? Narcissists think the direct opposite of how we think, right? Narcissists have to win this game of life at all costs. If that means stomping over somebody to get that promotion at work, then they will do that. If that means lying, making false allegations to someone who did nothing wrong to them, and then having that person pay the price, go to jail, get time in behind bars, things like that. If that's what it means, the narcissist is going to do it. Because the narcissist at their core, they are jealous and envious of everybody. They're jealous of their spouse, their husband or their wife. They're jealous of their parents. They're jealous of their siblings. They're jealous of their colleagues at work. They're jealous of their boss. They're jealous of that friend that they've had for 20, 30 years whom they see succeeding in life, but they don't know what's happening to that friend behind closed doors. See, narcissists, they're jealous of everybody. So it doesn't matter how you spin it. And what I'm saying is that narcissists will say anything. If it's going to benefit them for that time, they will say anything. They don't care who's watching. They will say anything to offend anybody. Right? Because narcissists know that they're offending people. They know exactly what they're doing, right? But the thing with narcissists is that they have a sense of entitlement as well. They have this sense that they can do anything. They think that they can just do anything they want. And I can tell you right now, the narcissists, they're going to get what's coming to them very, very soon. Now, do I wish ill will against anybody? Absolutely not. Especially because me being a Christian, a good Christian man with good moral values, I would never wish ill will against anybody. Even the people in my life who did me wrong, even the people who spread flat out lies about me, even the people that were jealous of me, right? I don't wish ill will against anybody, because what I realize is that those people, their behavior says a lot about them and nothing about me. Right? And so why would I want to wish ill will against someone whom has a problem, right? And it has nothing to do with me, right? And so you have to understand, narcissists, when it comes down to it, words, you have to understand, when they say words, especially narcissists, right? Because you thought that person, before knew that they were a narcissist, you just thought that they were just having a bad day. You just thought that maybe they didn't mean what they said. So what you kept on doing, if you're the empath like myself, you just kept giving them a free pass and say, you know what, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's all cool. I understand. You didn't mean to say what you said. It's all right. I forgive you. Don't worry about it. We'll get past this. It's all good. You kept giving them passes. You kept giving them second chances. And each time you gave them a second chance, they just got worse and worse and worse and worse until they eventually discarded you and wanted nothing to do with you, right? Let me talk about that for a second. I'm glad I said that. Even think about the discard, for example. When the discard happened, when you were discarded, when the narcissist just threw you away and just, if you were married to them for 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or for a lifetime, or you were dating this person, you were with them for 5 years, and you guys were doing everything together. You guys cooked together. You guys went on vacations together. You guys did everything together, and you just developed this really close bond with them, right? But then out of nowhere, they just discarded you just like that. Maybe you got a text in your phone, that long text in your phone, that where they said they never loved you or they never cared about you, or they didn't even send you anything. They just disappeared. They just vanished, right? And then you try messaging them or giving them a call, and they're not answering their phone anymore, or the provider on the phone says this number is no longer in service, and then you check your social media, and this person, they blocked you, and you're just like, what the heck is going on here? I thought that me and this person were in love. Or, it could even be your spouse, right? You come home and your spouse is, and I use this example a lot because it's very true, and it's happening every day. It's happening even right now to at least one person right now. You come home and your spouse is with somebody who's of the same sex as you are, and then you're scratching your head saying, why is my spouse, who is this person? I've never met this person. What are they doing in my house? And why do they have their arm around my spouse? What is this, a dream? But then you're trying to figure out what is going on. And I can tell you the truth. What happened there is that the narcissist, they discarded you for somebody else. Now, this person that the narcissist discarded you for, and I need to talk about this because I mentioned it in one of my videos, but I'll talk about it because I know that there are people who are new to the channel, and that's all right. That person that the narcissist discarded you for, that person, I can tell you right now, isn't better than you by any means. They have nothing over you. The truth is that person that the narcissist discarded you for, that person that the narcissist has been seeing that person the whole time that you were with the narcissist, right? Or the narcissist, they're doing it to make you mad because they know that that's going to make you angry. They know that that's going to make you sad. They know that when they discard you, that you probably won't make it out because the narcissist knows that they've done this to many people before they met you. And most of those people didn't make it. Right? Most of those people, they didn't survive. Most of those people, are still stuck. And they're still looking for answers, looking for closure, if you will, from the narcissist, right? And if you're going to look for closure, don't look for closure. Just move on with your life. You will never get closure from the narcissist. And even if they did give you closure and they did tell you why they discarded you, don't believe any of it because it's a lie. They're making it up because they know that if they can string you along, if they can lie to you, it means that there's a chance that you will come back to them. I hope you followed that. But what I'm saying here, guys, is that when it comes down to words have a lot of power to them. Especially when the narcissist, the person that you love, says something or does something to you, it hurts you because you expected that this person that you loved, this person that claimed that they loved you, that they love you, right? Or loved you. You thought that they were being honest. You thought that they were being real. But the truth is that narcissists, they can't be real. They don't have a real self like me and you do, right? That they have an emptiness inside of them, right? They're very empty to their core. They're jealous, they're envious, they're rotten, they're nasty. There's nothing inside of them, right? That's why they can just destroy relationships just like that and move on as if nothing happened, right? Because there's nothing inside of them. And they do this every single day, right? Whether it's at work, they destroy relationships with their colleagues at work. They spread lies to different colleagues at work, and then before you know it, that other person who's being targeted is now isolated at work, and they're thinking, should I quit my job because no one wants anything to do with me? And that colleague doesn't understand what's going on. Because they thought that everybody, respected the person and that they wanted the best for them. But since the narcissist came on the scene, since the narcissist came into the workplace, all of a sudden everything's going sideways because the narcissist is jealous of that person. That's why the narcissist went on and destroyed them and was driving wedges between their relationships, because that's what narcissists do, right? And they tell lies. What do you think the smear campaign is? The smear campaign is when the narcissist is telling flat out lies to people whom you don't even know, and people who you do know. And they tell flat out lies because they want to destroy your reputation. They want to isolate you so that you have no support system. Because they know that when your relationship ends with them, they know that if they can destroy your relationships, they know that you're gonna have no one to talk to. And then it will make you want to be codependent on them, making you look for answers that you are never going to get. The only way that you are going to get answers is by you doing the work on yourself and by you watching videos like mine or many other content creators who are pushing the knowledge. And thank you so much to all the content creators that are doing their work. Thank you so much for that. But what I'm saying here is that that's the only way you're going to get closure. You won't get closure from the narcissist. So don't seek it. Don't chase them. Don't look for them because they are not looking for you. I promise you that. They can make it seem like they're looking for you. And that's why they hoover people. And they hoover you not to make it seem like they're in love or they're looking to get back with you, but to see if you figured out that they're a narcissist and to see if you've healed and if you've moved on. Right? That's why narcissists, that's why they hoover. Hoover doesn't mean love because narcissists don't have any love in them. They can't love anybody, right? Think about your family, for example. Let's say that you came from a narcissistic family, found out that your parents were narcissistic or your siblings were narcissistic and whatnot. And then you decide to go no contact. You block them, you delete them, you stop talking to all your cousins and uncles and everybody around them, right? You stop talking to all those people. But then you start getting some calls from some random numbers, some numbers that you're not familiar with from all around the globe. And you're trying to figure out, why are these numbers coming? And then maybe you get a text on your phone saying, are you coming to this part of the world, or do you want to talk to me for a second? Or it can even just say, give me a call. And they're just like, who the heck is this? And then you're trying to figure out what's going on. Well, I can tell you right now that person who's doing that, that's your narcissistic parent or sibling or in-law or your cousin or your uncle or grandparent who's trying to get in touch with you through the narcissist. Or they can even be a flying monkey. A flying monkey is an enabler that does the narcissist work for them. That's working for the narcissist, but they don't realize that they're also getting abused as well, or they are going to get abused just like you got abused, right? They're just another tool in the narcissist belt that the narcissist is using when they need it. And once the narcissist has no need for it, then they'll throw that person away as well. Because narcissists, they're never satisfied with anything that they have. You could be the most handsome man in the world. You could be the most sexiest, beautiful looking woman in the world. You could have all the money in the world. You could have everything. You could have 3 jobs. You could own a business or businesses. You could own 3 homes. You could have this, you could have that. It doesn't matter. Narcissists are never satisfied. Why are they never satisfied? It is because narcissists are jealous and envious of everybody. They believe that they should be able to have what another person has. They're not satisfied with what they have because they don't have what it's never what it seems like with the narcissist. They can make it seem as though they have all the money in the world, that they have the best jobs, that they have this, that they have that. But the truth is that that's all a fake show. That's all a facade. All that money that they claim that they have, that's money that they stole from all their supply sources, from all the people that they've lied to, all the people that they scammed, all the people that they threw pity parties at and wanted people to feel sorry for them for. And then the person bended for the narcissist, and then the narcissist was nowhere to be found when it came to paying the piper, right? Or it could be that house, those homes that the narcissist claims that they owns. Well, what you don't know is that those homes that the narcissist has, that's probably their sibling's home, whom they're making it seem like it's their home. Or those 3 jobs that narcissist has, the narcissist claims that they have 3 jobs, and perhaps those jobs that they have, they don't even show up to work at the time, and the boss doesn't even care anymore. Or they've manipulated the bosses to think that they will do everything, but when it comes to it, then the narcissist isn't doing anything, right? Or it's all the things that the narcissist possesses, right? The narcissist could claim to like this and like to ski, for example, or like to play basketball or soccer or sports, or likes to do public speaking, right? But then you come to find out that the narcissist has no public speaking skills at all. Or you come to find out that they can't play sports. They haven't played a sport in their life, and they don't know anything about basketball or soccer or this or that or this or that. Or think about the narcissist in the church. Woo! I'm going off this morning. Jeez, think about the narcissists in the church, for example. They claim to, love the Lord and sing praises to God every on whatever day of the week they worship, on the Saturday or Sunday church, or during the week, whatever religion or worship that they do. They claim to be so religious, but then behind closed doors, they're nothing but that. They're going to the clubs and they're getting drunk with their friends, or or at work they're swearing and they're cursing out other people, or they're stealing from other people, or they're making it seem as though everything is all great, but when it's not. Or, narcissists, they do this stuff, right? So what I'm saying is that don't just believe everything that you hear, right? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words have power. Words have meaning. That's the brunt of this message that I'm talking about today. Words have power. So next time you're dealing with somebody, pay attention to the words that they say, right? But not just their words. Pay attention to their words and their actions. If their actions aren't matching up with their words, then you know that you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist, or a person who's just a challenging person, a toxic person. But most likely you can bet yourself that you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist. Next time you're around someone, make sure that you see what words they're saying. And think to yourself, why would somebody say something like that about somebody? Why would somebody be gossiping about somebody, right? Think about that for a second. Why would somebody want to be gossiping and telling lies about somebody whom they know or don't even know, right? So keep those things in mind next time that you're dealing with somebody. Pay attention, right? Pay attention, because the words that they say will tell you a lot about them. Or before I close this video, think about you applying for a job, right? Let's say that you're going for the interview for that job, and let's say that your potential boss, during that interview, they're telling a lot of stories, and they're talking about this one colleague, this one or this one employee that works under them, who they keep talking about, but they're saying bad things about them. They're saying that, this person sucks at their job and they don't know what they're doing, and blah 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 blah. You should be thinking to yourself, why would a boss be saying these things about another employee who they have on their team? You should be thinking to yourself why, and then that will tell you everything to know whether you should take the job or not. Because nobody, and I mean nobody, should be telling lies about anybody. Nobody should be gossiping about anybody, right? And the Bible talks very clear about that, right? And I think it was in the book of Matthew, where the Bible says don't participate, in gossip and false truths. I'll have to find out at some point. And then no, it was the book of Exodus. Yes, the book of Exodus talks about not spreading false rumors and lies about other people. Don't do it. Why would somebody want to do that? You shouldn't be doing that yourself. All right. So yeah, guys, I hope this video helped you out. Thank you so much for being here today with me on Narcissism 101, Cracking the Code with me, Paul Wisdom. Like I said, if you want a one-on-one session, please email me at paul.wisdom_03@hotmail.com, or you can send a text to 647-406-3057. If you want to call, please send a text to that number. Just let me know it's you, just so that I know who I'm speaking to, and then I can get you the help that you need. I also encourage you guys to like the video, subscribe to it, share it with somebody who you think could use the knowledge, share it with someone who you believe is in trouble. Share it with them so that they can come to me and I can help them. And also, please watch the podcast I spoke on about my narcissistic experience, because I have a lot of knowledge to share and a lot on my experience that I went through. Please share it with somebody, okay? And please comment. If you want to comment, and you have something in common with some of the things I said, please share it so that other people can become knowledgeable, so other people can learn from your experiences. I'm always learning myself. I'm always growing too. So yeah, feel free. Thank you so much again, guys, for being here, and hope to see you on the next video. Thank you so much.